In this video, I'm gonna tell you exactly how much money I made in 2023 in my real estate business. The purpose for this video is that I get a lot of people that ask me, hey, is real estate worth it? Should I start wholesaling? Should I start flipping? Is it worth getting involved? And I'm gonna take you behind the curtain and show you my exact numbers in my real estate businesses and how much I made and what it took to get there. So don't use this video as a comparison. You could use it as a motivation or just a realistic idea of what to expect if you wanna get into this business. Now, I have many different goals, far from where I want to be, but these are my real numbers of what went down. So to start the premise off, 2023 was an interesting year in real estate in general. I actually only operated my business for 3 quarters, for 9 months. The last 3 months of the year, I completely turned everything off and I went to travel and I kind of just went to hang out because things were looking a little ugly. So these are the numbers that I'm about to share with you is for 9 months of 2023. Now, my main business, which is where most of my income comes from, is wholesaling real estate. So you've probably seen a lot of videos about it, but it's just finding a seller, finding a buyer, flipping contracts. Before I get started, if you work for the IRS, these numbers are just for entertainment value only. But if you don't work for the IRS, these are real numbers. So I'll be looking at my phone because I have my numbers written down. So for wholesaling, in total, we did 64 deals closed. It was about $19,000 in profit each deal. It cost about $31,000 a month in marketing to get those deals. And it cost us about $111 per lead, roughly, which totaled $1.3 million in revenue for that year, for those 9 months we're in business. Out of that $1.3 million, I did not keep all that money. That's gross revenue. In this calendar year, we net around 25 to 30% margins, which totals about $325,000 to $375,000 of net profit from the wholesale business. So that just goes to show you, like, all that business, all that marketing, all that money that we made, I don't keep all of that, you know? So it's a lot of deals to be done across the finish line, team members, payroll, etc., to then make that amount of money. Now you have to determine if you're getting into this business, is all that worth it for you, you know? Is the lemon worth the squeeze, or is the juice worth the squeeze? So for me, I've been doing it for a long time. I like it. Don't get me wrong. Last year I got really burnt out, which is why the last 3 months of the year I didn't feel like working anymore. But that's the realness. That's the real truth of roughly what the numbers look like in a wholesale business. Now there's probably people making more net revenue, maybe making more gross revenue. There's probably people making less and less. I don't know. That's what happened for me. And I'm just sharing what I know. Now, the other business to add on was fixing and flipping. We closed about 7 fix and flips for a total of $250K in profit. And to be honest, most of that $250K is net profit, because the way I calculated this was there's a lot more gross profit, but after paying lenders, after paying private money, after paying everything, that's what the business was left with. So it's a nice piece of income. There's a lot of tax I have to pay on that, IRS people. There's a lot of things that go down, but that's another one. And then there's other businesses I'm not gonna add here, like my rental business and coaching business was probably like another multiple 6 figures, but this is like the main chunk of the income that I wanted you guys to understand. Now, another one of my income sources is rental income. So this past year, the rental income was fluctuated a lot because I had 3 Airbnbs that were bringing in some of the income, which we ended up selling. But in all in all, the real number that I look at is I had 22 doors and I was netting about $6,000 to $7,000 a month for 22 doors. And yeah, it's just weird to even say that. I think we were grossing $25,000 to $35,000 a month. It depended on some given months for Airbnbs, but really what it boiled down to was that was like the net profit after everything, which is one of the reasons why I think you should go watch my buying rentals as a scam video. I talk a little bit more in depth about rentals and where I'm at with that, but that's another business. And then I had some coaching and mentoring income that came in as well, but it was very minute compared to all the other stuff. This is me being in the business for 10 years. When I first got started, I was doing it out of my mother's house. I had my little desk in a room. I had a fax machine that I was literally getting deals on fax at the time, 10 years ago. You know, so I started somewhere. And this is a product of, you know, investing a lot of money and just doing this for a decade, okay? I'm doing the same exact thing. I really haven't ventured off into a lot of different businesses or anything like that. So if you're watching this, don't get scared or discouraged, or, you know, use this as encouragement, you know? And to be honest, I could probably be further along, you know, from doing it for so long. I probably could be doing $3, $4, $5, $10 million a year. And this is where I'm at. And this is the real truth. But, you know, it hasn't been easy to get this far, but I'm gonna be honest, it was so worth it. I can go to sleep every night knowing that I probably will never be broke. If somebody took everything away, I could probably go and wholesale a house and make $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month tomorrow. And it's kind of nice knowing that, you know, going about my daily life. And it really just takes a couple months. If you're starting, it really just takes 3 months of intense focus. It took me 3 months to get my very first deal. And the reason it took me 3 months is I had a lot of intense focus. I quit my job. I was listening to podcasts during 7 in the morning while I was at the gym. Then I'd work from 8 or 9 till 5 or 6 p.m. Then 7 p.m. and on, I'd watch more videos, and then I'd wake up and do the next thing. And I did that for 3 months until I got my first deal, and taking action in the middle, right? That first year I did 44 deals by myself, and then the rest was history. This business is something that if you just really devote a lot of time, energy, and attention, you can do it. There's no barrier to entry, which is a pro and a con. So what you see today, making $1.5-ish million, $1.4 million in 9 months, that's a product of a lot of things in the way. And looking back at my years and stuff, I have a lot of videos of mistakes I've made. I have a lot of videos of previous years. If you look back, I have 1,000 YouTube videos that maybe you can binge on, but just get started. If this is something you want to do, if what I told you today, if this video today made you excited for some reason, and you're like, okay, man, that sounds like something I'd want to do, then do it. If you're like, oh my God, he did all that to make that much money, I would never do that, then don't do it. But I hope this helped bring some light of some realness of what's happening. There's a lot of media out there, a lot of misinformation. And this is just my real information. So take of it what you want. I usually don't plug this too much, but if you want to schedule a coaching call with me, if this is something you're interested in, I do coaching calls for about $300. You can check out the link below and schedule one. We'll do a coaching call, record it, you keep it forever, and I'll help you out as much as I can. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.